So we've talked a lot about the H5N1 avian flu, or what we like to call the bird flu. But I want to give you a quick little update, because now experts are saying that they are highly concerned that this is going to be spread from human to human eventually. I want to break this down in today's video because we've been seeing a lot of people concerned with the rising cases, but just keep in mind, not many people have been affected by this, but it used to only be in birds and in poultry and chicken. Now it's in cattle. So I'll break down what's going on and what experts are saying, but all I ask you is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So yes, the bird flu is spreading, and reports say it's actually spreading in alarming new ways. It says the H5N1 has infected cattle across the U.S. and jumped from mammal to human for the first time. Experts fear it may someday evolve to spread amongst humans. That's the concern. If it spreads amongst humans, the issue is humans travel. We go from place to place to place. We go from a school setting to a work setting. We go from home to work, to sporting events, to concerts, to restaurants. Cattle don't do that. Okay, birds, and this is why a lot of poultry, we're seeing this affect them the most, because cattle are pretty much caged. Birds flying around, right? They're moving about. Well, and that's part of the reason why the avian bird flu would actually spread, because one bird could affect the whole flock. And that's exactly what we saw. Now, I want to read you this. It's actually from the CDC. And I know a lot of people are a little bit hesitant to believe what the CDC says. But they do put out some good information here and there. Right? I'm not saying all the time, here and there. And I want to read this to you because, again, this gives us a kind of an idea of what they're thinking. But look at this. It says highly pathogenic avian influenza A is H5N1 virus infection reported in a person in the U.S. It says CDC's risk assessment for the general public remains low. Now, that is true. They are saying that their risk assessment for the public is low. Here's the reason why. We can consume chicken and milk and eggs, even though the poultry could have had the bird flu. The reason why in many cases is because of the way we process these. Okay? The way chickens are processed. That's the reason why. The stuff that we put in the chicken. Okay? The eggs, right? The milk. Okay? If it's pasteurized, right? All these things matter. So that's why experts say we are not getting it. The people that do contract the H5N1 virus, it's normally because they have day-to-day interaction with the cattle or with the poultry. Okay? They're handling it. And maybe they're not washing their hands good enough. And that's the reason why it gets transferred from the cattle or the poultry to the human. But I want to keep reading this. I want to just read you a little bit about this. Okay? Now it says, a person in the United States has tested positive for the highly pathogenic avian influenza. It says this person had exposure to dairy cattle in Texas, presumed to be infected with HPAIA. Okay, it says the patient reported eye redness consistent of conjunctivitis as their only symptom and is recovering. The patient was told to isolate and is being treated with an antiviral drug for flu. Now, this was on April 1st. Now, I don't want you to get the wrong idea and think that it's all coming back, right? Everything's coming back. We're going to have a new pandemic. It's going to be the H5N1 avian flu. No, that's not what the expectation is. The expectation is that we are going to be able to handle this. We'll be perfectly fine. Some people are going to experience this. Are we going to see any deaths or a high amount of deaths because of this? No. But the concern is We have to get a handle on this, and we need to do it immediately. The number one reason why is because experts are concerned that if we do not get a handle on this quickly, then it will evolve, it will mutate, and it could potentially spread from human to human, right? Or from cattle or poultry to human. If this happens, the concern there is we would have to cull millions and millions of poultry, right? We would have to have all these cattle pretty much slaughtered, and we would lose, right, a lot of meat. We'd lose a lot of eggs and milk, and then that would cause more inflation in the food industry. We'd see prices of beef go up, chicken would go up, eggs would go up, milk would go up, everything would become more expensive. And as those things, the quantities of that, the supply really diminishes, that means more people are going to have to go buy pork. More people have to go and find a substitute, which is like vegetables and fruits. And I told you guys this 2 or 3 weeks ago. I have a friend of mine who bought a decent size, or bought some acreage during the pandemic, and he actually got multiple orders, because people were concerned about what was happening with the avian flu, that now they were starting to buy more fruits and vegetables because they were concerned if they didn't do it now and didn't lock in this supplier, then their prices would go up. So again, I bring this to your attention because this is what we're seeing. We're facing this crisis together, and some say it could happen at the end of 2024. I don't know for sure, but all I've been told and what I've heard is billionaires like Bill Gates, they've been warning of the next pandemic. They're saying it is going to happen in 2025. This right here could be the beginning of it. Now, I want to show you this because I know a lot of people have been asking, okay? Is it safe to drink milk and eat chicken? What precautions to take during the bird flu outbreak? Okay, and I bring this to your attention because a lot of people have been asking about this. Look at this. It says the risk to the public remains low, according to the CDC. But I still have questions. What exactly is the avian flu and how is it transmitted? What symptoms do infected people experience, and what treatments exist? Is there a vaccine? Should people avoid eating poultry and drinking milk? Well, those are the big questions. So let's get to that. I don't want to talk about what exactly is the bird flu. Don't want to talk about how it's transmitted. Just about whether or not you can eat the chicken and stuff like that. All right. So let's get right down to it. Here it is. It says, is it safe to eat chicken and chicken eggs and drink milk? And it says it is safe to drink milk that has been pasteurized. The process of pasteurization kills bacteria and viruses, including any influenza viruses that may be present in the milk. Similarly, it is safe to eat poultry, including chicken and eggs, that have been properly handled and cooked. That's the key. If you get let's say you get a chicken egg, and you pretend you're Rocky and you're just going to down a glass of 3 uncooked eggs, then you could actually get the virus. But if you cook the egg, according to reports, it is perfectly safe. You'll be perfectly fine. So again, don't eat raw chicken, don't eat raw eggs, and the milk, it has been already pasteurized, so you should be perfectly safe there. But I know a lot of people are extremely concerned about this, so I just wanted to put your mind at ease that you should be perfectly fine if you do things the right way. So that's what we know regarding the bird flu. Yes, experts are still warning that this is spreading. This is something that we need to be concerned with. However, this is not going to be the next pandemic. This is not something that's going to take the lives of 10 to 100,000 people. We should be okay. All right? So there's your update on the bird flu. If you have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. But again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.